Hello grade 3, how are you doing? So today we have our last unit, unit 10, lesson 1. So what are simple machines? Actually, a simple machine is very easy. From its name, is a machine that helps us to make something and it is simple. Now, before talking about simple machines, what is work? Basically, all of you know that work is, we all work. Working, it means doing something, but in science, work is the use of a force, a push or a pull to move an object in the same direction as the force. So what does it mean? It means when I'm using my energy to make a force and working something, it means like pushing something away from me or pulling it to me. Here I'm making a force. When you make a force, you have energy. I'm making something to move it. Here we call it work in science. So this definition should surely know it. So after knowing what is work, we have a simple machine. A simple machine is something that makes work easier. That's it. A simple machine has few or no moving parts. To use it, you apply only one force. For example, here the girl is only, like, we can say, pulling the wagon to her while she's moving. So she's making only one force, only pulling it. Okay, like the shovel as well here, as you can see, is a simple machine because the boy is only holding it and trying to work with it, and it helps the boy lift the sand more easily than he could on his own hand. So those are simple machines. Now we have here levers help you lift. Also a lever is something that helps us hold or lift something. Now here, for example, they said a lever is a bar that pivots or turns on a fixed point. This fixed point is the fulcrum. Basically, I will give you an easy example. If you see here, we have a lever, we have a fulcrum, which is the point, and we have an output. You're not going to understand this, but let me explain it here. See that it's the same thing. Our lever is this one, the fork. Here the fork is our lever. Our fulcrum, which is the fixed point, is the hand. As you can see, his hand is fixed. And our output is when he's putting the food on his mouth. So our lever here, which is the fork, is helping us to pick or to lift the food to our mouth. How? By having a fixed point, which is our hand. So I'm holding my hand, pushing the fork and just lifting it up so I can eat. So this simple machine as well, we can call it lever. Anything that helps us to lift something, we call it a lever. And the fixed point of this thing is our fulcrum. Okay, now it could be a fork, it could be a spoon, it could be anything that helps us lift something, even the shovel over here, this or this. So all those are kind of simple machines that helps us move something. Now we have another kind of simple machine. Actually, we have a wheel and axle is made up of a wheel and an axle that are connected so that they can turn together. A wheel and axle uses a circular motion to increase the force. If you turn the wheel, the axle turns with greater force. So here is another simple machine. You will hear like new vocabs like lever and wheel and axle and those words, but you really just need to get used to them. You're gonna have them like in the next years as well. So knowing what is a lever is something that helps us lift. What is a fulcrum, which is a fixed point of any machine. Okay, those are scientific words. And output is anything. It could be here we have strawberry, it could be, I don't know, mangoes, it could be broccoli, anything could be an output. Okay, so I can feel that you're hearing new words. It's just okay, you're gonna get used to them because you will take them like in grade 4, 5 and 6 and infinity. Okay, so this is a wheel, anything that could turn, and we have an axle is any like fixed, any fixed matter. Okay, this could be anything. Here, for example, we have our wheel and we have our axle. So turning the handlebar is like turning the purple wheel. The connected axle turns to steer the front bicycle wheel. Okay, so here it is a small machine that uses circular motion to increase the force. For example, here while turning the wheel, when turning it faster, you're gonna have a faster movement, so you're gonna have a faster speed. Let's say when turning them like slowly, you're gonna have a slower motion, slower movement, slower speed. So it's like this. Okay, so all you want to know here, for example, we have a pencil sharpener, another example. So here we have the bicycle, another example for wheel and axle. We can have a pencil sharpener. You remember this, we have it in our class. So a pencil sharpener has a wheel and axle. When you turn the crank, the axle carries the movement to sharpen. It turns to sharpen the pencil. So while turning it, here we're turning it. While turning it, our pencil, what happens to it? It gets sharpened. Why? Because it's making a motion, it's making a movement. For this reason, we call it a wheel and axle. All those kind of simple machines that use those wheel and axle, we call them, they use this kind of movement, we call them wheel and axle. Now here, a pulley is a wheel that rope, cord or chain around it. One end of the rope hangs on each side of the pulley. You can pull from the side like the girls in the tree house. Basically here we have another form of machines. We call it single pulley. What it is about, here we have our output in the basket. We have an effort, someone who gonna push, or actually pull, not push, someone who gonna pull. And we have a single pulley, which is like a wheel that gonna turn by doing the effort. So when the girls are pulling the cable to them, or the cord to them, what happens? We have here something that's moving and making the effort easier. Okay, so imagine with me, the girls are pulling the cord to them. We have this wheel over here that making it easier to them to pull, even though this is heavy, for example. So it turns and making it easier for them, and like this they have their output. So this is a kind of machine as well. You can find it here, for example, with the girls. They're doing this beautiful machine just for fun. Also we can see it for example here on the sailboat. So here it is. Let me just here, but actually they zoomed it so you can see in here. Do you see it? Like this. So they're making an effort, I don't know if you can see, by pulling it, and like this they can have the sail like up over there. Actually, if you see around you, I just want you to do this. Look around your house and try to imagine each simple machine and what it could be formed of. Is it a pulley power, or a wheel and axle, or a lever? And that's it. And is it a simple machine or no? So that's it for today. We're talking about simple machines and how they could be. Hope that you understood it. Thank you so much for watching. For the exercises, very easy. Try to solve them by your own, and we're gonna send for you the answers shortly, because with one hand I can't write it. You have it here, as I already said, but even though I'm gonna send them to you. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, grade 3.